Welcome to aminacademy.com. Let us do the questions how, why, what. In that, what is gravity, how it works. You may notice sometimes a pencil or pen drops from your table, it goes to the floor. Why it is? Have you noticed any time? Because of its gravity. That means any object is pulled towards the earth. This is called earth gravity. Even though any masses attract each other, any body having masses attract each other, this is due to gravity. Now, further about gravity. Gravity is one of the universe's fundamental forces and dominates every moment of our conscious experience. It keeps us close to the ground, drags baseballs and basketballs out of the air, and gives our muscles something to struggle against. Cosmically, gravity is just a consequential. In some ways, the story of gravity is also the story of physics, with some of the field's biggest names finding fame by defining the force and ruled their lives. But even after more than 400 years of study, the enigmatic force still lies at the heart of some of the discipline's greatest mysteries. Four fundamental forces act upon us every day. The strong forces and the weak forces operate only inside the center of the atoms. The electromagnetic force rules objects with excess charge like electrons, protons, and socks shuffling over fuzzy carpet, and gravity steers objects with mass. The first three forces largely escaped humanity's notice until recent countries. But people have long speculated about gravity, which acts on everything from raindrops to cannonballs. Ancient Greeks and Indian philosophers observed that objects naturally moved towards the ground, but it would take a flash of insight from Isaac Newton to elevate gravity from a inscrutable tendency of objects to measurable and predictable phenomena. Newton's leap, which became public on his 1687 treatise Philosophia Naturalis Principia Mathematics, the book name, was to realize that every object in the universe, from a grain of sand to the largest stars, pulled to every other object. This notion unfilled unified events that appeared unrelated, from apples falling on earth to the planets orbiting the sun. These are about gravity. He also put number to the attractions. Doubling the mass of one object makes it pull twice as strong. He determined and bringing two objects twice as close quadruples their mutual tug. Newton packed these ideas into his universe law of gravitation. How does gravity works? Now, that's a straightforward of questions with a deep answer. Newton did an good job at giving as a as an answer the law of universal gravitational that I quoted above. So good that we call the constant of proportionality, that is Newton's gravitational constant, and write it G, capital G. In this equation, I can say the write the gravitational force F between two objects is directly proportional to gravitational constant and inversely proportional to the square of the distance of those objects. Now, in further detail, we will discuss the points about what is gravity and how it works. Gravity is a force that pulls objects with a mass towards each other. It's responsible for keeping planets in orbit around the sun and for making things fall to the ground. These are due to the gravity. How gravity works? Mass. The more mass an object has, the more gravity it has. Distance. The force of gravity weakens as the distance between the objects increases. Mutual attraction. Every object in the universe exerts an equal attractive force on every other object. Weight. The force of gravity on an object on Earth is the object's weight. Space warping. Albert Einstein described gravity as a warping of space around an object with mass. Some examples of gravity. Earth's gravity keeps you on the ground and makes things fall. If there is no gravity in Earth, even we cannot walk. Moon's gravity keeps the moon in orbit around the Earth. Not only moon, every planet keeps the orbit around the Earth in solar system, even in other also. Gravitational force between the Earth and the moon creates a huge force between the two bodies, even though they are 2 lakhs 40,000 miles apart. Other facts about gravity. The gravity is one of the four known forces in nature, but it's the weakest. The gravity force is the weakest among the all eight forces of nature. Scientists still don't completely understand gravity still. The force of gravity is proportional to the masses of the object. Now, let us discuss what is zero gravity. Here, if you are going away from the ground surface, you feel weightlessness. It's called a zero gravity. That means the gravity never reach exactly zero, but it reduces. If you reduce, if it reduces, what happen? You may feel weightlessness, and even you cannot walk in floor simply. You may feel a fly. Zero gravity is zero g can simply be defined as the rate, state or condition of weightlessness. It also refers to the state in which the net or an apparent effect of gravity, that is a gravitational force, is zero. Weightlessness. At the center of the weightlessness at the center of the planet. This is because of the mass of surroundings. Planet is exerting an equal gravitational pull in all directions from the center, cancelling out the pull of any one directions, establishing a space with no gravitational pull. So far we discussed about little about the gravity. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.